This show contains strong language and violence, not intended for viewers under the age of 13. Parental discretion is advised. Please remember to follow, subscribe, comment, and share those links. Just press on the bell icon if you'd like to receive notifications on the latest music and videos from Studio 863. Happy Friday to you. Welcome to Hollywood Jackson's channel. Oh man, Friday. I've had nothing but problems with this thing. It just seems like my computer just is not cooperating this week. I've had horrible streams all week long. But thank you for joining me. I'm Hollywood Jackson for Studio 863. We want to thank everyone who has followed us and everyone who's out there on YouTube. Don't forget to check us out on your favorite social media platform. I think we've got everything set up now in the About section. We're on Twitch, we're on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I think that covers most of it. I'm not really sure. So I've had a few issues this week. I'm trying to resolve those as we speak. And so tonight I'm going to be doing some live mastering, and I'm using the IK Multimedia T-Rex 5, and it's pretty much idiot proof, which is one of the reasons I'm using it. So if you're out there in the chat, please join in and let us know how it looks and sounds. And in the meantime, I hope that it's doing all right out there. Usually Mr. Brian Keith Wood is in the house monitoring the chat. He is not available tonight, and so it's just me flying solo, and I hope everything's working because I have no way of knowing. So I could be talking to myself. I just don't know. So anyway, I've got these songs ready. This is Sinister Grin. It's me and Mr. Val Suarez doing Midnight Rider. Mr. Val is playing his Alesis MIDI drum kit, and worked out really well. I was quite surprised in how it works. I'm such a big fan of analog. I come from an analog world, and so to be in a digital studio with MIDI drums, and it kind of freaked me out at first, but the more that we've been doing it, the better I feel about using it. And quite honestly, there's times when I'm listening and I can't tell the difference. So, and in all reality, the MIDI drums sound a lot better. They're a lot easier to use. You don't have the issues of micing up a whole drum kit and hoping that it comes out okay. That's one of the best things about it in the studio, because, a lot of times you're pressed for time when you're recording tracks, and, when you're paying by the hour, makes a huge difference when you got to set up a drum kit, and that's included in your studio time. So you don't get to do that for free. And then, micing everything up. And then, of course, the producer wants to move some mics around and change out some mics. And so you're basically, the whole band's just sitting there waiting. So I'm definitely become a fan of the MIDI kit. And if you want to know more about the MIDI kits, we're actually using the Alesis kit, and we were using also, John brought in his Roland MIDI kit as well. And so if you go over to our YouTube page, there's some videos down in the Studio Solutions section. So I'm having a little shot of Fireball and drinking what I wouldn't normally drink, is some rum. Oh boy, I'm going to feel that tomorrow. So anyway, I'm going to get started with this. And what I'm doing here is I'm using the T-Rex 5, and I've been using the advanced mastering, but we've also got the Engineer Series presets loaded up as well. And tonight I'm just going to be using the advanced mastering, which is, it comes with the T-Rax 5 Max bundle, I believe it is. And so if you're going to buy the T-Rax, my suggestion is to buy the entire bundle, and that way you have everything that they offer. And so when it comes down to your list of plugins that you can use, it's unbelievable the quality and the variety of stuff that's in there. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to use the Tape Magic first because that's one of my favorites. It gives the old school tape sound, and I'm going to hope that the computer doesn't crash on me when I start doing this. All right, so here we go. What the hell? There we go. Now I'm past the point of caring for some old bed I'll soon be sharing. I've got one more silver dollar, but I'm not gonna let them catch me, no. I'm not gonna let them catch the midnight rider. No, I'm not gonna let them catch me, no. I'm not gonna let them catch the midnight rider. All right, so I'm pretty happy with that. So what I'm going to show you now is I'm going to go back, and we're going to go back to the project settings, and we're going to click on Digital Delivery Master because that's what's available out there in the real world. If you're going to upload this to Amazon, iTunes, Apple Music, any of those, they're going to want a Digital Delivery Master, and that's what DDM stands for. So if you're wondering, and so that checked. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to my assembly here. And so when you log in the song title, let's see, what am I using here? Hang on a second. Tape Magic. And so when you go into the title, it's going to ask you for the title, of course. And I generally do at least 2 or 3 masters of each song just to give just so I can kind of gauge it, and I will put that in rotation with some music of the same genre and just kind of listen to it to see where my levels are. But the thing is, if you haven't done your job mixing it, it's not going to sound good in the master. So everything kind of pivots on the mixing being done properly. And sometimes I'll notice in the mastering process that the snare drum's too hot or the kick drum's too hot or there's not enough vocals or whatever. And so this kind of helps me to get my final mix and master perfect. And so I'm going to put tape magic. And so you can also set the artist name. And this will go into the song, into the metadata when you actually render it. Whoops. Boy, I can't see that. That's crazy. Probably hear the clicking of my keyboard. And so if you actually have a UPC code, you can put it in there. And, today in the world, people don't make CDs. I have noticed more people are pressing onto vinyl now. Me personally, what we're doing is we're just sending it out to CD Baby. They're the publisher right now that holds everything that we're doing. And so it goes from them out to the distributors just as a digital delivery master, and we're done. So I'm going to pull the tail off of this, and that's pretty much it for the metadata. And so each time I master, I'll come back and I'll change this so that I'm not erasing what I already have, basically. So then we'll go to export. And so when you export this, you're going to want to send it out at 44.1 16-bit because that's what's a CD is going to be. So I don't know why it's giving me that. So all right. So we'll go back to export. And again, 44.1 16-bit. And we'll hit the export button. And we'll send it on out. And it doesn't take but a few minutes to render it down. And then you have your digital delivery master, and it's ready to be shipped off to whichever media platform you're going to use it on. And you can actually do an entire album on this thing. Bling. But I generally just do them one song at a time. And we haven't put a CD out since probably like 2006, because when you produce a product, then you have to send that to the copyright office, and they want 2 copies. Then they got to approve your artwork, and it's a big mess. It just takes that much longer to get this done. And so when you do it the way we're doing it, it's literally ready within months of you actually recording the song and getting it ready to go. So if you're out there in the chat, please say hi. Let me know how this stuff's working, how it sounds, what it looks like, and we'll move on to the next master. And so I'm just going to do this song again. Like I said, I try to give myself at least 3, and then that way I have something to compare it to. And a lot of times, just the subtleties between some of these different ways of mastering it make all the difference in the world on a specific genre of music. So now I'm going to use the full tube chain on this one, and we'll check it out and see how it sounds. Now I'm past the point of caring for some old bed I'll soon be sharing. I've got one more silver dollar, but I'm not gonna let them catch me, no. I'm not gonna let them catch the midnight rider. No, I'm not gonna let them catch me, no. I'm not gonna let them catch the midnight rider. All right. And so you'll notice that I'm not really doing a whole lot of pushing buttons and twisting knobs. Like I said before, it really, these things are pretty much plug and play. I might tweak with them here and there, but for the most part, when they designed this software, they pretty much dialed it in. And I've found just using it, you don't really have to do a whole lot to it. And that's why I like it. It's pretty much idiot proof. I can drop the songs in, and within a few minutes, I've got a decent master that I can use, give to the customer. They can drop it on a CD right away and go put it in the car and listen to it. And generally, I will, when I'm through with it, I'll put it on my phone. I'll take it into the studio, listen back in the studio monitors. I'll take it and put it in the home stereo. I'll go out and get in the car and try to listen to it from several different media sources. And that way, I know that it's top notch and it's where it ought to be. So that's basically how I do it. And I'm going to try the one this time because this is another one of my favorites. Let me go ahead and export this. And again, we're going to 44.1 and we'll hit export. And so if you're out there hanging out in the chat, please say hi and let me know how it looks and sounds, because I'm kind of working without a net here. I don't have any eyes and ears out there, so I'm just having a few drinks and sipping on some Fireball and enjoying my Friday evening. I'm going to be doing a lot more of this as we get into the Twitch TV thing. I mostly have recently been doing a lot of stuff on YouTube, so please check out our YouTube channel. It's in the links down below. And if you want to, if you feel free to donate, I have the donate tab out there, and we would much appreciate that to help keep this channel going. We're just getting started, so I'm going to be opening up the merchandise shop before too long, and I've been working on it. And if you need any graphics, any overlays, any videos, any music, just drop us a line on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and I will always be the one answering. So, and if you have any questions, please feel free to drop those in the chat. If I can answer those questions, I certainly will. All right, so now I'm going to go over here. And we're going to switch this over to the one. I like the vintage color mostly. So we're going to try it on that one. And this is actually just a single device, hence vintage one. Let's see what it sounds like. So I think that one will do for now. And believe it or not, I generally always use the one vintage color. And more often than not, I end up picking that master out of all the three that I do. And sometimes I'll get, wild hair and I'll go to some of these other ones. But we've actually downloaded some of the engineer series, the producer series presets from IK Multimedia. And like I said, this is the IK Multimedia T-Rax 5. And they have so many different lines of software to choose from. We're using the Amplitude 4 and 5 in the studio on the guitar and bass. And I'm using the mix box on the vocals. And so that is Val Suarez on the drums. Hollywood Jackson is playing the bass, the acoustic guitar, and the guitar. I'm doing the lead vocal, and Val is helping me on the background vocals. And I'm using the mix box. And again, the T-Rax 5 also has loads of plugins as well for vocals and vocal chains. I prefer the mix box just because you can have up to 8 in one, and I haven't even looked into the T-Rax 5, and I think you can have 8 in it as well. And it helps kind of cut down on the CPU use when we're using that chain plugin instead of using individual plugins. It seems to cut down on the CPU, so helps out when you're doing live mixing. Sometimes you get too many VSTs going and the computer will lag up and you just can't get a really good live mix because it wants to drag and stutter. So, and what I will do is I will dump this one down, and we're also using and again, 44.1 is what you want to set it at for the DDM. So, and we're also using a service called eMastered. It's emastered.com. And I use that for commercials, radio and television commercials, because using the T-Rax 5, it masters it for maximum volume. And so one thing you got to keep in mind when you're mastering something is you sacrifice loudness for clarity sometimes. And so dialing it back a few might help. And when I'm mixing with the Reason 10 software, I always try to cut my mix off at like -4, -6. And I seem to get a lot better results because it just leaves that much more headroom. So when we bring it into the mastering software, you really get that clarity out of it. And really, it also depends on the genre of music that you're mixing and mastering. That makes a huge difference as well. So, because some music genres, you're going to want more bass, you're going to want, different levels of clarity. But just remember that you're sacrificing loudness for clarity. And sometimes when you master them for a very loud volume, you just don't get the clarity that you need. So I learned that little trick from a friend of mine who has his own little studio. And that was one of the things he said to me on some of the masters that we were sending him. He said, you're sacrificing clarity for loudness. And he said, just because it's louder doesn't mean it's better. So you might want to think about dialing it back just a little bit. And so when he told me that, I knew exactly what he was trying to tell me. And so I came home immediately and I dropped those mixes that I was pushing the envelope on the mix. I brought that back down to -4, -6 and let it hit the meter there. And then when I mastered it and sent it back to him, he was like, perfect. So, yeah. But I think that's about all. I think I've covered all the bases. I can't remember if I sent this one out already. Let's see. Yes. So, but that's about it for tonight's mastering session. And like I said, if you're in the chat room, hang out with us, talk to us. If you got any questions, please, by all means, if I can answer those questions, I will. And if I can't, I will seek a higher authority who can help me answer your questions. So I'm Hollywood Jackson for Studio 863. Thank you guys for checking us out. And if you get a minute, stop by YouTube, check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm Hollywood Jackson for Studio 863. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. yeah, I think what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to show you guys the new chat room because I'm still working on this. We don't have the camera yet, but I wasn't going to add a camera into the studio because we've already got enough problems here. So. And so I think when I'm done here tonight, I'm going to move over into Studio A, and I'm thinking about playing some Rocksmith. So if you're out there watching, we'll be back in a little bit. Check us out playing Rocksmith. We'll be doing that live. And like I said, if you have any questions, just send us an email, shout out at us in the chat room. We don't bite, we just nibble. So I'm going to move on over to the credits and the outro, and you guys join us later on for some Rocksmith. I'm Hollywood Jackson for Studio 863. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share those links. And just press on the bell icon if you'd like to receive notifications on the latest music and videos from Studio 863. Thank you so much to everyone following us on Twitch TV. Now, if you'd like to make a donation to help keep this channel going, please do so at streamlabs.com/HollywoodJackson/tip. And don't forget to follow us on your favorite social media app. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, and now on Discord. Thank you again to those of you who are already following us. Please be sure to check out our music too. Available now on all your favorite music apps. Just go to hollywoodjackson.hearnow.com for my newest single, Angel. And you can also check us out, sinistergrin.hearnow.com for the latest songs from Sinister Grin. I'm Hollywood Jackson for Studio 863. Thanks for watching, and thank you for following.
Audio, video, photography, music, art, multimedia, graphic design, product photography, mixing, mastering, advertising, plus radio and television commercials. Give us a call at 901-530-2893 or send us an email.
Studio 863.
If you like what you see, go ahead and click on that like button. And while you're at it, reach over and hit that subscribe button too. If you got any questions or comments, please leave them down below or just send us an email. I'm Hollywood Jackson for Studio 863. Thanks for watching.
Studio 863.